Dust2, it's TYLOO and Tiger, the grand final of the Asia region here, and this is going to be a big one. The Mongolian team against the Chinese team, and once again, we have ourselves a Dust2 map in a grand final.
I have to say one thing though, if TYLOO do win, it's probably just one thing, right? Here comes the B rush right now, and slowly just gets absolutely deleted. Now Summer, there's no flashbangs assisting him, and that's exactly why you need a couple of flashbangs coming forward.
Look, I've got no idea what you've just said, Kev, because I don't speak Chinese, but TYLOO are also getting slapped out of the server a little bit silly here by Tiger, so I'm not sure whether or not that ties into exactly what you were trying to get across to the viewers. But this is looking tough for TYLOO indeed. Danking, Attacker, and somebody to try and salvage this retake situation. They'll dive in on top of 9, who runs out of ammo in the CZ, but in the end, it's not too big of a deal. Tiger just have way too many numbers, and it seems as though somebody's kind of gone on his own there, to be fair.
It's the classic somebody experience. He's just going in at a different timing. No one's going to be expecting it. Look, Danking so far looking pretty good with the pistol. That's always a great thing because in the series I was watching Danking, yes, he does go down at the end, but that round was lost already. The series I was watching Danking play, he was not a factor.
That's true.
Right? Yesterday against Vici Gaming, he was a big factor. He was not only getting aces, but he just looked good on the rifle. He looked good on the AWP. And if TYLOO are able to recreate that success thanks to individual brilliance, it's going to make their job a lot easier coming into this grand finals.
Well, what I will say about Danking is he's had his moments, but they have been relatively few and relatively far between as well. I think one of the keys for TYLOO yesterday is that Danking did start to step up in that match against Vici. If he's not able to do it here against Tiger, I think we've seen a lot more consistency out of their big firepower players, the likes of Urcast and Dobu, and I think that could be a problem for TYLOO if he's not online.
Absolutely. And how does Attacker win that duel against NCL? He's got an MP9 against an AK-47, but that's a nice early pick for the CTs on this force buy. And it also means an AK can be retrieved by somebody, as now it looks like slowly, no, he's just going to be sitting passive at B. I thought he might be thinking about pushing that upper dark position, but it's actually going to be TYLOO just reinforcing their positions for now, as the rest of Tiger going to be scrambling around to see if they can find map control. It's actually Attacker now with the AK-47 in hand. He switches that MP9 over in somebody's hands. Tiger going to be probing over into this mid area instead.
Yeah, it's a smoke on mid to B. They're going to make their way up catwalk here. Obviously, you do have Summer on the line with the scout. Going for the tag. Doesn't manage to connect though, and the rest of Tiger just runs straight up onto the A bomb site. Summer goes down. Attacker's in Goose with an AK.
And he doesn't take a single point of damage. The T's need to group up a lot tighter to get these trades across. Somebody also comes in from behind as well. Makes it very tricky. Urcast down on 0 HP. So it forces Cabal into a clutch situation. This is great from TYLOO. They don't have a kit though. And so they need to take the firefights. One coming in from long, and it looks like somebody this time going to be waiting. That's Cabal trying to isolate the angles for now. Slowly is going to be the first pick off, and now Danking and somebody, both with scouts in their hand. Oh. Cabal finds a low HP member, and Danking needs to find an incredible shot, but he can't. And Cabal is able to close it out. Beautiful clutch played from him. And TYLOO, they're just unable to get the numbers on the site in time to try to force a 3-on-1 fight.
Looked way too easy in the 1-on-3 for Cabal. There was no kits there for TYLOO as they take their time on that rotate in. Trying to complete that retake, but couldn't manage to do it. So now, TYLOO, they're going to have to take the singular save. And Tiger up 2-0 already, starting to, you know, get rolling. That's exactly what you want to see in a grand final on the T side of Dust2.
I mean, that said, that anti-eco was very, very close, and that looks really good for TYLOO. That's definitely a somebody move there. If Flash comes into mid, most people would hide. He charges into them. Look, it's just USPs at the end of the day, so... And a P250 from Summer.
Yeah, that'll do something. Does take out Dobu, but he only did have the Mac 10, so... Not the worst thing in the world. Urcast, bit of an adventurer, all the way through long.
That's an AK as well, so... I mean, you don't want to be losing weapons like that, as 9 has the bomb in hand, but he looks like he wants to fight it out. And finally, the Magnus has been called off a little bit. Slowly can retrieve that AK-47. That's a bit of a maybe over-enthusiastic play coming out from Urcast.
His spray was definitely enthusiastic. not convect many of those bullets, and that's given an AK over to Slowly. TYLOO now sizing up the buy in the next round. AK might help somebody get a little bit more utility. Tiger surviving with 3 players, but with only one of those AKs. A little bit more of an expensive round for them.
I mean, it's been a couple of expensive rounds because the previous one, TYLOO, were able to take 4 guns away, so it's not as if there's a huge bank that's been saved up from Tiger. As for TYLOO, with that AK-47 in hand, it's actually going to help their economy quite a bit. Out comes the single AWP just for now.
Yep.
So TYLOO not going to go for the double AWP just yet.
Yeah, just on Dan King. No AWP for Tiger here as 9 holds on to that scout. Still the MAC-10 for NCL. They're going to go for this long control.
I was going to say, look at the head armor on some of these members as well. That might help out against the MAC-10. It is going to be a long brawl that's going to be breaking out, and some good flashbangs to allow Attacker as well as somebody into a prime position. But now the Molotovs as well as the utilities coming out. Attacker's forced out into the open, but there's just no trade potential for now. It's actually going to be, I think it is Cabal opening over on the B bomb site, so that's going to call for the rotation from Tiger.
He's been looking pretty good in the early stages of this game here for Tiger. That's my big issue with Tiger a lot of the time, is the inconsistency of these individual players. And it's literally all of them. I've seen even Dobu be up and down, Urkas be up and down. Although Urkas has been much more up than down, which is probably why you're seeing Tiger in the grand final of this competition in the first place.
I'd actually argue against that. Watching more games, Urkas has had a lot more downs than ups. He's not really the one that's been fragging so far this series, or throughout the entire road to Rio, should I say. It's really been Dobu that has not... He's just been consistent every single game.
Okay.
So,
and who's been up there with him, or is it just sort of whoever's on that game in particular?
In all honesty, it's been the Dobu and 9 show mainly for me. 9 has been really impressing me. From day one, I was like, this guy is a little bit shaky. But now it comes to B attack. Dobu is trying to create spacing, but the CT is not really there, or the T's not really there to get the entries working across. Attacker.
Well, 9's going to have to step up here.
He hasn't picked up the bomb.
No. And I don't think somebody's going to let him. Oh, Dan King. All right, that's classic. Just runs in there with the USP, gets the job done. There's the first CT round for TYLOO. Tiger, their money is really not good after sustaining a lot of losses in the anti-eco and the anti-force. Will they buy here or take the singular save? It looks like it's going to be the buyout of Tiger. They've made their choice. They've made their decision. What are they going to do with this lackluster amount of utility?
9 doesn't even have body armor, I think, so he's just gone for the scout, a bit of utility instead of the armor. And Tiger, I mean, it's been a bit worrying, actually. Yes, they're up 3-1 right now, but really one of those rounds was just down to Cabal getting that clutch down.
Well, the issue really here is that TYLOO, they've managed to smoke into long doors. Dan King's not got control or info over there, instead joining the rest of the team on this short stack. But Tiger doesn't have info or control at long, and they don't really have a good read as to what TYLOO's setup is on A. Going to be challenging Attacker and Dan King up here on short. As soon as this smoke does dissipate, you would imagine somebody come and joining the rest of the lads here on Catwalk. He's got the counter flash ready. Only going to hold them back just a little bit longer. You can see 2 players holding the extremities for Tiger. Cabal again applying pressure into the B side, but there's Dan King already.
Yep, gets the open up, gets tagged for his troubles though, as 9 only had the scout. 40 seconds left. TYLOO still have control of short. Looks like Tiger still looking to contest it. That's a great flashbang coming forward, but Attacker can only spray down 1. Dobu at least able to get the trade, but there's still the AWP on the angle. That's Dan King. But with 25 seconds left, Tiger needs to get a bit of a move on, and Dobu's been spotted out in the open. Here the drop as well, but that's going to be slowly cleaning up, and this is looking very messy so far coming out from Tiger as both members are separated out, and it's going to be Dan King out in the open that fights it and wins it for TYLOO.
That's going to be a hard reset on Tiger. They're going to take the single save here, moving forward, and TYLOO starting to get rolling on CT now. Little bit of cash in the bank, but they'll look to build that up even further if they close this anti-eco nicely. And as we've been seeing pretty often in this competition, I feel like the unsung hero for TYLOO, even sitting on the bench for a little bit, Attacker has been absolutely phenomenal.
He's been looking pretty good, pretty much in the games that I've seen as well. I mean, Summer and Attacker have really been up there so far for me, so... Question for me, as always, is Dan King going to continue this form? Because I feel like as long as Dan King, Attacker, and Summer are firing, that's it. I think TYLOO, they'll be able to wipe the opposition.
Well, slowly going to start nicely. A player whose debut tournament in TYLOO has gone quite well for the man. He was quite a good, consistent sort of anchor player on eHome, which is probably why he's slotted so well in TYLOO. I feel like you could throw this man onto any team. He's probably just going to play that anchor role pretty nicely. Try to lock down that bomb site.
This round, Tiger just looking for picks all over different parts of the map. It's not really working out for them so far, as the pistols eventually do fall down without making a single impact in the CT economy. And that's going to be great for TYLOO's economy. And here's the scary part for me right now, right, is that TYLOO, they haven't even tried the double AWP setup yet. It's just the single AWP right now, and Dan King's firing on all cylinders. Tiger can't get control of critical areas of the map.
Again, they're lacking a lot of critical pieces of utility is the problem. You're looking at Cabal and NCL, Urcast as well. 9 again instead of an AK has gone down to a Scout for extra utility. Maybe he just feels confident with the Scout. Long control established by TYLOO once again. Dan King posted up on Catwalk. I'd say they're honestly looking quite comfortable on this CT side of Dust2, and that's a problem. You usually want to keep the CT side economy honest. You want to try to get through with a few rounds here or there. Otherwise, like you said, that double AWP can come out. They can have all the utility to be able to fight these key areas of the maps. You saw Tiger literally waiting until 40 seconds on Catwalk. Just mollied off time and time again, counter flash. This time they will get control of that part of the map.
And instead, TYLOO actually going to be focusing their attention over at mid instead. You've got Summer and Dan King. But as time is ticking away, I think this is going to force out Dan King's rotation. He does actually have a lot of utility still to work with as well. Incendiary Grenade is going to be critical for buying extra time, an extra 15 seconds for TYLOO just to sit still as Summer goes on a bit of a mid-round journey. Is going to be punished, and that actually allows Doble as well to get into CT spawn and begin the B site crunch.
TYLOO. And really just slowly trying to hold down the B bomb site, but it's not going to work out too nicely for him. Luckily, Dan King was able to find a sneaky frag there as well, which does keep it at 3 apiece. TYLOO looking for the retake now. They don't really have too much utility, just a few flashbangs. Somebody might just get sent in here again early.
They throw a banger or a flashbang right now. Can definitely go in, but that Molotov, I think, has just ruined all the plans. No, somebody charges through it, and the trade comes out maybe a little bit too late. Out comes the flank from Cabal, and they're not expecting that aggression. It's down to a 1-on-1, and Attacker wins it, and you can't give Attacker that space. We were talking about this man earlier, how he wins so many critical rounds, and that's another one found as well. Tiger, they managed to force it into a 3-on-2, and they still lose it.
Should have been able to close that one out. Especially with that Molotov, you thought that was going to be an easy kill onto somebody. Not only does that push him through the window, but actually it kind of powers him up, it seems. As if he even needed an excuse to just charge through that window and get on top of somebody.
Somebody's the bait at that stage. That's literally it.
Yep. Well, TYLOO up 4-3. Economy took a little bit of damage because that came down to a 1vx. Urcast has made his way out long, and I don't think he's been seen just yet. There you go, he's taken advantage, but cop to think, don't think he's going to be getting out of here alive.
Does have a smoke to play with, and an AK in hand sometimes can result in some magic. Urcast, though, will now be mollied off and needs some help. NCL is going to give him that. And NCL I think might have just kept Urkas alive long enough to give him a second crack, but Danking a little too good this time. TYLOO not too eager to lose control of the A bomb site, but they might just have to deal with that because Summer, all on his lonesome, is now working his way up, and Dobu's looking sharp.
Yep, just one tap Summer, and I think that might have to be the save. Danking is actually fighting off NCL right now, and it's going to be, the first shot missed, but the second one connects at close range. Danking lives to keep the AWP into the next round.
Shouldn't be getting away with his life there, but those wood doors, I think it was even, was it a Galil or an AK that NCL had?
Yeah, it was a Galil.
Classic.
Classic Galil.
What was that? 87 in 10? Something like that?
Felt like 87 in 20, given how many bullets NCL fired. And, I mean, Danking's just doing worse and worse damage as well. Keeps the AWP alive. Also gets a couple of exits as well. I wouldn't say he was the impact player of that round, but definitely impact maybe yet to come.
Yep. Could be a bit of a domino effect on Tiger's economy here. Very nice. 1,000 maps for somebody.
Who? Overrated. Overdone joke.
Overdone joke, for sure, yep. Definitely. That one's been beaten to death.
Bit of a change up from Tiger right now. Not really taking anyone over to short. This time it's actually just a fast mid coming out from NCL. Oh, that's sharp from Summer. The double team coming out from the A4. And how did somebody just jump down from short? He just cleared out mid.
He did the thing. He did the somebody thing.
Oh, that's a bit of a classic somebody move. You got TYLOO holding angles, and about 20 seconds of the round, somebody's just jumping down from catwalk and just going, hey, I'm behind you.
To be honest, he hasn't really done that at all this tournament, at all. All of the games we've watched from TYLOO.
Yeah, like he's been quite restrained.
He's had enough.
And he hasn't really been performing up to his like usual standards, which is pretty high, to be fair.
Let him loose.
But not too loose, please.
I reckon just full loose. Go for it, mate.
Loosey-goosey.
Sometimes that's actually the best somebody that you can actually see. You just go, all right, do whatever you want, mate. And he just goes out there and frags.
Who?
Tiger is still working their way up toward the A bomb site. Smoke in for the cross, but I'm not sure how easy it's going to be when Summer is hanging around pretty close. Bomb still isn't yet across. That's in the hands of 9, and that'll be finished off. Somebody wide swing. But it's Summer that has to do the job in the end because somebody did fall. But either way, 4 guns left for TYLOO.
That somebody peak at long is what you just call the F1 race car race wide peak, pretty much. Just strafing. It's like, you can see Urkas, when is this guy stopping? He's not stopping. He's just drawing so much attention. Yeah, he does go down, but TYLOO's economy is looking only solid.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say great so far,
they haven't finished this Antico yet. Once they're done with this Antico, you'd want to say good. Yeah, good, thanks. Is what TYLOO's looking for. Danking's been everywhere, by the way, boys. I've seen him on catwalk. I've seen him at mid doors. I've seen him long hut there. I've seen him B tunnels.
Mr. Worldwide. Oh, and they've turned away at the wrong time. Of course.
I'd have backed somebody to finish that off either way.
Bit of a messy spray coming out to the end with the USB, but he doesn't back off. He just keeps going forward, and 2 rifles lost. Does Danking just run through his own Molotov?
Maybe he shouldn't have. Almost got cleaned up by Cabal there. This is starting to get expensive for TYLOO. They don't want to be losing any more guns here. They can't afford to be.
Oh.
There it is. It's gone too far. 3 weapons lost. 2 of them charging up catwalk, taking aim duels. And you can't afford that on the CT side of Dust2. Look at the toll that's taken on their economy.
I'm going to say one thing, is that for me, I go, every other team, this is irresponsible decision-making. But for that, that's just a normal day in the office for TYLOO. Let's be realistic. How many times do you see TYLOO just go, yep, we're just going to hunt this guy down. We don't care how much damage we incur. We want him dead.
It's only going to matter if they start losing rounds, Kevin. So Tiger. It's like I've just done the
I'm scared.
power couple.
I'm scared already.
Oh, the push from attacker. It's nicely timed.
Imagine Sogu on Taigu.
Imagine Attacker just peeking like that and winning the duel against Urkast. Yeah, look, it says flashbang assistance, but Urkast was not blinded from that.
He really just got out alphaed.
Look, all things considered, that's definitely going to get in his head a little bit.
He has been attacked.
Tiger, I'm pretty sure the only thing they're waiting for is for Urkast to get back on the microphone after taking his headset off and maybe going for a bit of a yell before he makes a call.
He's gone to yell out the window.
Out comes a short execute though, as Cabal. That's a good entry over at mid, but that was actually somebody just jumping up into Xbox nice and early on. It's now Dan King pushing onto the side actually. T's haven't really committed just yet, but they've slowed down. I think he spots one at the edge of the smoke, but he's missing some of these flicks. One's in CT as well. And eventually, the gap is closed. 2v2 right now as Summer comes through with a big spray down. It's Attacker finishing and closing the round.
It's all the riflers for TYLOO. Just mopping the floor with Tiger. Cute execute. It's great to see all the utility coming out, but if you're not winning those aim duels against the riflers coming and getting in your face, then you're not going to be able to do very much, unfortunately. TYLOO's economy is still very shaky.
Tiger's map pick as well, so we do want to see them have a good shout here on the T side.
Gabal's playing pretty good today. Nice little tag with the scout as well.
I'm not sure that Tiger can really rely on something, for example, like what happened against D13 yesterday on Nuke to get them through this match. You know, it's going to have to be a little bit cleaner than going to overtime and expecting to win a 4-on-2.
I mean, my thoughts in this match so far is that Tiger are looking very, very scared, in all honesty. They're not really committing onto the bomb sites with the same, I guess, dedication that we saw on some of the maps against D13 yesterday, and I'm wondering if that's because they're looking at who they're versing and they're starting to get a little bit scared.
Well, gusto might be the word you're looking for as well, Kev. But you're right. It's been a bit more timid from Tiger so far, as again, they sort of bunch up on short.
This is the part where you definitely say it's a bit of a meow at the moment, as opposed to a ferocious roar. They're all boxed in the short right now. All of TYLOO know where they are as well.
It's the same execute that Tigers tried to do in the last round, and it's just been mopped up by TYLOO. Again, the flanks come in easy as you like. That's 8 and 4 for TYLOO. They had 4 alive. Their economy's starting to build up. Its attack pulls out from Tiger.
They needed it. Still a salvageable half, but already giving 8 over to TYLOO on CT side, and there'll be a thirst for more, I'm sure, from TYLOO, who really do seem to be peaking at the right moment. We always talk about peaking in tournaments, and as individuals, they've been, you know, a bit hot and cold during the group stages, but come playoffs and now come the grand final, it doesn't seem like players like Attacker or Summer or even Dan King or somebody are kind of missing a beat. And then they've always got slowly sort of plugging away and being consistent. He was never a question mark.
Another buyout from Tiger. Looks like they're going to go for this long control. 9 going to send him in with a few flashbangs. Urkast gets out there.
It's a faster play from Tiger this time, but they're not too over-eager to peek past that smoke.
Look where Dan King is.
I was about to say, he's already in lower dark with an AWP.
He's literally been everywhere so far, and somebody's like, what's that? Mid's clear? Okay. Time to push catwalk, let's go.
I mean, that's also all right protocol from TYLOO, because you know you've lost long control, so you've got one in lower dark. That's pretty solid. You know that Cabal sometimes likes playing that upper dark position, so you're trying to punish the extremities, and now just making sure short is clear, so if Tiger do come back.
Look where NCL's at, by the way. He's just waiting. Look at this angle. Filthy.
You're never going to expect that. He must be really looking forward to someone pushing into him. I guess when you're playing against Dan King and somebody, there is something to be said for playing an off angle.
And just when Tiger stopped waiting for the pushes, that's when somebody starts going for it.
He's always got that timing.
It's why it's so entertaining sometimes just watching TYLOO, because you take your eye off the map, 20 seconds later you go, wow, somebody's actually the first man on the moon right now, because he's just figured out a way to get somewhere where you wouldn't expect him to be. This is actually a great fake out coming out. TYLOO think it is an A side execute. In reality, it's a B bomb side execute. As somebody...
Has he got a wireless mouse?
Brain definitely wasn't wired on for a moment there because he didn't realize what was going on. I'm not going to lie, that was very shaky. Look, bomb goes down the B bomb side. That's definitely shaky. He loses a duel against the Glock. How does NCL lose that as well? What is going on in this round?
It's a sizzly one, Kev.
Oh.
Danking just shuts Dobu out of the round. Urquhart with the Glock. That is rough. We didn't see it. It wasn't on the stream. Didn't catch it. 9 has to do it himself, but certainly, I was going to say certainly able to, but very quickly dealt with by Summer. And TYLOO will go up one more.
I don't know, Mitch. Can you break down that round for me? Because I don't think that was strategy that
Why have you
lost
done
or
him?
won. It's just...
Why have you done him like that?
I will break it down. Thank you, Kevin. Look, TYLOO 5-stacked that A bomb site because Tiger was selling quite a great fake over there towards long A. Unfortunately, look, even if, let's say that Tiger executes onto that site and they go like 1 for 1 or 1 for 2 or something like that, there's no guarantee that Tiger, with not a whole lot of control of lowers there, is going to be able to hold off that retake. It was a decent approach from Tiger. Hasn't gone well for them. That round got extremely messy. And you could just see Tiger, I mean, you were talking about consistency, not seeing it just yet.
I wonder how far this can actually run away from Tiger. It's been a little while since we've actually seen double digits in a half on a map like Dust2.
I think the thing is, you're seeing Tiger play with a fair deal of pressure, the way that they're moving around the map. Whereas TYLOO, they're doing the same thing as they did against Peachy yesterday. They look fairly relaxed. They're pushing around the map. They're making plays. Seconds on the clock. Tiger grouped up towards short and long. Attacker, he loves this off angle. Usually uses an AUG on it. Seen on it many times. These flashes should be catching him. Somebody started to go for the flank here onto Xbox.
What a nicely timed smoke from Danking. Flashbang to follow as well, and he's gone aggressive. NCL tries to push through it. Somebody's gotten behind him. It's all over here for Tiger. The map is just slipping away from them. TYLOO were looking too good today.
That was like the 4th time that they've been flanked trying to go for a short execute. Tiger.
Yep. Just somebody things. What do? You go fast, somebody's behind you. You go slow, somebody's behind you. You go slowly, maybe slowly is going to be in front of you.
True.
It's just a TYLOO show right now.
You'd be going into the bomb site that he's at. He will be in front of you.
Bitch.
But he's not having to do anything at the moment. It's really the other 4 just going ham.
Here's the thing, right? How Tiger feeling right now is how I'm feeling about as useful as my predictions are.
True.
Not good.
Well, Dobu's feeling like a race car himself this round. He's already a car. It's the 1 for 1, and the rest of Tiger, I don't think they were really informed about what he was interested in doing that round, as they haven't really hit the same pace as him.
Still, 2 of them committed up into this long angle, and that's just somebody peeking at the right time, and he just slides away. Now Summer's also taking this upper dark control as Cabal. He gives it up at the wrong time as well. It's just a tale of timing at the moment.
It's a bit more vintage from TYLOO. You know, this is what they've been lacking during the group stage, and they're back to that usual disrespect style. Summer catches Cabal in the side, and he'd have no expectation that there would be a player coming from a position like that. And that makes it so difficult to play against for Tiger. Urquhart is going to go charging up the ramp, but somebody lurking and waiting in this smoke. He's hearing everything that's going on right now. Waiting for that rotation to come across. Summer has been caught, so we're into a 2-on-2.
And somebody's going to take the first angle and fight it favorably. So down to a 1-on-1. Slowly's got the angle and just, oh my god, how many double M4A4 taps am I going to be seeing today? That's disgusting.
Certainly is, and it'll be an 11-4 half for TYLOO. You talk about that round being disgusting. I think that half is disgusting, and TYLOO will want to finish it pretty quickly here in the second, I'd say.
Take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night, sleep through the sunrise. Into my past and I count the numbers of the dreams that I left behind. I don't even care now that I've discovered a new kind of peace of mind. Up above us, looking down on us, there's an angel I know. We don't need to worry or discuss much. It's time for me to hit the road. Take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night, sleep through the sunrise. Take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night, and I take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night, sleep through the sunrise.
Easy for TYLOO so far on Dust2 as they lead 11-4 at the half. Tiger going to have to get started on the CT side of their map pick, but they might have left it a little bit too late, Kev.
I wouldn't even say if they left it too late. That's just TYLOO dictating the pace there. Tiger wanted to play slow. They wanted to play steady, want to get this map control. TYLOO, not interested in it at all. They just go, the fastest way to win our half is to get in your face and win these aim deals. And that's really what a lot of that boiled down to.
Yeah, and the worst thing about that as well is that now TYLOO's moving on to the T side. They're going to have an even easier time of dictating the pace and really playing to their own speed, which, judging by what we saw on the CT side, is going to make for a few pretty quick rounds here in the second half, but that doesn't necessarily translate into a quick second half. And so I think TYLOO do just need to ensure they don't give Tiger much of an avenue back into this matchup, because we know Tiger is a good squad. They're certainly outmatched at the moment, but who's to say that on this CT side they can't make something happen?
Jobu's opted to take an eco on the CT pistol round, as he hasn't spent a single dollar. Tiger at the moment Spotting out TYLOO jumping to Xbox, one set of utility on Summer. Looking like TYLOO is just going to be heading straight up catwalk here, so it's mostly going to be on the retake and 9-2. See if he can tap 1 or 2 heads, and then they have to avoid somebody flanking them from long.
Nine spotted a few of those TYLOO players out, but they're into the bomb site. Okay. Continuing to challenge those duels in toward long, but that's forced Nine back, and now TYLOO will be happy to take control of short once again.
And Tiger are doing the correct thing on the retake here, grouping up, making sure the flank is clear before they're starting to go in. But I think somebody's timing is just a little bit too good at this moment as well, as now he's found maybe a little bit of a gap in the defense, but he needs to make a bit of a move on, because right now that's really clean from Tiger so far. They're getting all the headshots, and now somebody's coming a little bit too little too late, and Dobu is going to be able to stick the defuse. Doesn't really need the kit. He's got plenty of time. That was clean coming in from Tiger, and the best look that we've seen so far in a couple of rounds.
What a great retake, and what a great way to start to turn this game around, get that CT side going. TYLOO could go for a force here with that bomb plant, and they will, slowly, instantly buying that AK and throwing it to attacker. And if I'm Tiger, I'm feeling pretty scared, because this man has been cracking open bomb sites every damn series for TYLOO, running in with that AK-47. MC's been observing the players on the receiving end of TYLOO running in with AKs, and you know, it's just, you hear that dink sound time and time again, and then he switches to another CT, and it's just dead.
Images that precede unfortunate events, pretty much.
Anyone
just an
versus
attacker.
TYLOO.
Here's the thing.
Anyone getting ready to hold the angle against the attacker.
You don't even see like the entire body. You just see a shoulder, and that's it. Like, your head's gone, because that's attacker. He's just too sharp. As Mitch said earlier, it is a force buy coming out from TYLOO as they're looking to slowly make their way up through mid and shorts. They have fired off some of these guns though, so Tiger put on notice that there are weapons available for TYLOO to play with.
They've taken this short control once again. So, Urcast is the man I'm keeping my eye on. He's on that bomb site. If he does get mollied out of position, he can drop that smoke. He's just holding on to this HE grenade. Nine has one as well. But even if he doesn't get too much done here, I'm feeling pretty confident after watching that retake from Tiger in the last round. That's a very nicely timed smoke. Urcast looking to dunk a nade in here. I think he's missed the timing a little bit, unfortunately. Dobu on the flank to top mid. Great timing from the man.
Summer's not prepared for that at all. Scout's not going to help you here, buddy. Or maybe it is. I was ready to eat my words. Dobu, though, will finish it off okay. 23 seconds as TYLOO now have to make their way toward that A bomb site, being harassed from all sides. This is a nice molly from Danking to net the frag onto Urcast, but there is so many more CTs there, and that's a pretty straightforward round in the end for Tiger, keeping 4 guns alive, upgrading a couple even.
CT-sided team, Kev, I guess. Looking fantastic so far, not really having any problems towards that A-bomb side at all.
Yeah, able just to hold on and looking a lot better in comparison to earlier on, but still a lot of rounds to play. TYLOO can come back into it, but similarly Tiger can also try to change the tides of fortune. It is going to be a more eco approach from TYLOO this time around. Just a few Desert Eagles in play. As they're also once again going up short, and this is so deadly sometimes. Nine has to hold on with this M4. He's really the only one here.
He actually crosses back towards ramp side. Surely that's a suicide mission from the man, but he is fragging out.
He's still fighting it out and dancing. He's alive still. I don't understand how he hasn't been punished. Attacker finally puts him out of his misery, but he's done so much damage and might have just done enough to turn the tides of battle. Slowly was spotted on the cross. The CT's just scrambling around right now to get Cabal onto the bomb. It is going to be a short plant. No, it's actually Cabal pushing forward. Urcast going to be sticking it instead. And you can see just through the edge of the smoke, Cabal's waiting. And only one gun lost. Nine's able to hold the ground quite well. But the buy round now comes out and Dan King's AWP as well.
It's a great start for Tiger. They're going to get an AWP of their own. Thrown over to Dobu, actually. Who's been mainly taking the AWP for Tiger lately? Kev. It's been a mix of people. I think I've seen Nine with it a few times.
Nine is generally the one playing with the AWP. And speaking of the AWP, I was saying Dan King had the money to go for it, and I thought he would go for it, but instead it's an all-rifle approach. And it is interesting, Dobu's actually picked it up
We
because...
have seen that from TYLOO quite a bit though, and Dan King's been quite good with the rifle. They really favour the mobility of the AKs over having to have an AWP on that T side.
So Dobu takes a bit of early territory. Maybe I think 9 had the better spawn and wanted to take the angle with the AK. As now the AWP has been passed back into the primary AWPer's hands. And he's a very good passive AWPer, and he's going to be tested once again over at the short area.
Again, TYLOO, they're just going for this short play. 4 rounds in a row now, and Tiger, they're playing full retake on that part of the map. Not interested in contesting this short execute. They're going to be tested on their retake once again.
Well, he's tried enough times. Surely it's going to work. I'm not really sure where that HE nade has gone from 9, but either way, there's going to be a few more problems for him as Attacker will dispatch of it nicely. Dobu at least retains control of long, but the bomb plant goes down. Short in control for TYLOO. We've seen this situation before, and now it's a case of trying to hold on against the retake once again.
It's a case of timing as well. Somebody might be cleared out from lower dark if NCL is able to find this pick. You can see that they're just slowly trying to make sure that all these flanks are being covered. And just like that, 2 picks. Once again, it's Dobu just locking down this long area. Time is ticking away though. And Summer out to duel 2 people. Can't win the engagement. It's all down to Slowly right now to try and find these fights. Time is ticking away though. I think maybe Tiger's just taking a little bit too long. They're not getting onto the bomb. And that's it. I mean, NCL's jumped on it, but it's too little too late.
I was just thinking to myself, man, this is excellent from Tiger. They're very patient on this retake. They're getting all the frags rather easily, and maybe a little bit too patient, perhaps.
Yeah.
Waited too long to come in for that retake, Jordan.
12 and 7 then for TYLOO, and a rough one for Tiger to lose because by rights they should have won it. And they even lose a gun because of, I think it was Cabal that was sitting on top of the bomb defuse. Either way, bit of an expensive one in the end, and might just be that one little tipping point that gives TYLOO too much of an advantage here. Tiger were starting to come back into the swing of things. They have elected to go for a double AWP in this round, Tiger.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a different look for TYLOO. Dan King having a little bit of a look out mid. But we'll fall back now. And again, TYLOO start edging their way towards Catwalk. We've seen this all tournament long on every map. TYLOO constantly just running 1-3-1s, and when we spoke to Jack after their victory against Vici, he was saying they are just working on the fundamentals. They're keeping things super simple.
Very patient round from TYLOO. Once again, just more than willing to let the time tick away to try to unsettle Tiger, as once again, it is going to be the defensive side just playing that retake A position. It's Dobu just holding off in bedroom. The bomb is angled towards short though. As it looks like somebody is lining up that pop flash, but Dobu should be close enough to hear it. Out comes the short execute. 30 seconds left. Not going to be a fake. They are going to be committing on the back of this. 9 is going to be watching the corner.
How does the smoke fade? Favorably for Dobu, who nearly gets 2. He got the headshot onto somebody. Luckily for TYLOO, somebody snaps on to his head. 15 seconds. The bomb plant goes down again. TYLOO's into the A bomb site. It's really just another case of deja vu, isn't it? Groundhog Day.
And you can see somebody's just all the way back in T-spawn holding it instead. He's holding a really dirty angle, spotting anyone jumping up, but looks like that Tiger actually just going to be completely committing through the CT side. But it might be a bit of a case of they need to start making a move on soon, because time is ticking away, and Slowly's in the perfect angle as well to fight this out.
Oh, he's
Summer
super
as well.
Super solid indeed. Slowly, he's not quite connecting the shots we expected him to, but they've lined up for him and Dan King. And that's 13 on the board for TYLOO. Tiger, it's really starting to slip away from them now.
That's broken their money. Urkast's the only one with any cash left in the bank on 6 grand. Tiger, they're going to have to save before they can potentially try to fight back this, at the moment, 6-round deficit, but it's looking like a 7-round deficit after taking this eco if TYLOO play their cards right. And I dare say, you know, usually we see on Dust2 teams mixing things up, trying to stay one step ahead of the CT side, going for mid to Bs, going for contact plays into the B side, going for those catwalk executes, just going for long control. But TYLOO, it's been literally the same thing every round. They just creep up catwalk, and then they hit A, and Tiger doesn't seem to be able to win a lot of those rounds, unfortunately.
Bit of a different look in this round as somebody's going to be sending it up long, nice and early on. But eventually, maybe just a little bit too over-enthusiastic is going to be picked off. Attacker was also engaging them over at top mid. And so his call might have spotted 1 or 2. It's going to actually force that bomb over to A nice and early on. And as these fights are resolving in the favor of TYLOO, looks like there shouldn't be any upsets here.
Get the sound ready, Jordan. You're the man of the soundboards, right?
What's the sound?
You know what I'm talking about.
I'm getting some Splashski vibes.
Nope, that wasn't even close, Kev.
Malta screaming in pain.
Close.
Never mind. Unfortunately, no Zeus kill is going to be coming out this
Didn't
time.
happen.
And I think if anybody's screaming in pain at the moment, it's probably Tiger.
Yeah.
They're 7 rounds behind on their map pick. TYLOO just steaming ahead with pretty much the same play every single time.
Yeah, have they even hit B?
No.
I mean, if it's working, just keep going to the same site.
Yes. I mean, I don't have any problems with it. They're winning the grand final of Road to Rio here. Tiger don't seem to be able to find an answer, and their fortunes aren't really getting any better as Cabal cops a shot in the foot. TYLOO, they've been denied this long control. And we all know what that means. They move down lower and start going towards catwalk once again.
I don't even know if them being denied long control would have meant that they wouldn't have gone to short one more time. So
Here's the difference this time around. You do have Urcast playing towards Goose. And actually, 9 is getting aggressive up on this off angle with the AWP.
That's
a
nice.
nice shot on Dan King.
Yeah, see you later, mate. Slowly's gone down as well. Feels like one too many times TYLOO have put their hand into the cookie jar.
they're finally being punished for it. That's a good thing to see, because Tiger finally are recognizing the fact that, hang on a moment, maybe they're taking short. We need to get a bit aggressive here. Wait until the right time where they have the right people, and they strike. But TYLOO, looking there, they're wanting to double dip right now, Mitch.
I feel like half the cookies are already out of the jar at this point before Tigers even realize, like, oh, they're missing.
So Summer gets team flash, but he still persists forward because he's not scared.
Decent position for Cabal, especially considering he copped a leg shot and he's very low at this point. 9, that is a nice off angle with that AWP. I'm not sure the Molotov smoke is really going to stop him from being able to pick those players crossing mid.
Ooh, he spotted out the foot of Summer, but he misses the shot. It's going to be Urcast dropping that. It's going to do the damage.
No
but
way.
somehow they're able to bring this back to a 2-on-2. It's Dobu! Almost cooks that spray. The bomb plant's going to go down on A, but Attacker now in a 1v2.
It's Attacker, and he has been an absolute menace for TYLOO. This is double peak for Tiger, and Attacker won't land the shots. They will survive for another round. I liked the intent, though, from Attacker, taking the fight to Tiger. It really shouldn't have gotten that close. It's going to do wonders for TYLOO in keeping Tiger's economy low.
Comes down to 2 players surviving. NCL's just going to throw an AWP at Dobu. Here you go, mate.
Have one of those.
Pretty unimpressed about it.
NCL wanted the better looking one.
Oh, yeah. Give me the good skin.
Jokes on NCL. That's going in 9's hand.
Yep.
Unless he decides to hold on to it.
Well, you'd be giving it to him. That was a hell of a shot onto Dan King. But let's face it, boys. We're going to need to be seeing quite a bit more of that from Tiger. And we haven't even seen the adaptation from TYLOO yet. There is actually 2 bomb sites on this map.
No way.
That's right, Jordan. You heard me right.
Is that some kind of like new mechanic in Counter-Strike or something?
I think we're about to find out.
No, they're going back to short. Short control very important right now for TYLOO.
Not like this. No, this is a mid to B. Every day of the week, it's a mid to B.
I think I would agree with Jordan here.
Mid to B smoke does get dropped into CT spawn, and NCL is spotting those players starting to run into the direction of the B bomb site. Danking, however, has opened it up, and slowly and Summer will follow suit.
There's the adaptation, and that is cooked Tiger. You can see they're trying to save their 2 guns because they don't have any money to be able to recover from this. And this is the problem with falling very, very far behind and trying to chase a deficit on the CT side in the current state of the economy. Incredibly difficult to do. Don't even know if Tiger's going to be able to hold on to these last 2 guns. TYLOO's eager to hunt at this point.
Somebody's going to be dealing out in pit as well. Rest of the boys in TYLOO going to be coming through bedroom as soon as the smoke fades, and you can see that they're dropping a lot of utility to force out this territory, but maybe they've just bought enough time. That molly from Danking pretty much locks TYLOO away from hunting any further. Ooh, they're still persisting though.
Yep.
Why not?
I mean, unfortunately, Dobu dropping that one means he's going to have to go to a much less attractive looking rifle. MP9. Cabal's got a Mag 7. Yeah, I don't think this is happening for Tiger. This has been a very straightforward game from TYLOO. I think it's just been essentially just a case of bigger, faster, stronger this game.
NCL's copped a tag on the cross as well. It's not going to make life too fun at all. By the way, Danking's been finished off, so...
Well, it's the second time that Nine's got the better of the AWP duel.
But, where are we headed, boys?
Not B this time.
Well, aggression from Urcast with 9.
Oi.
Worked out for them again. Oh, that's big brain from Urcast. Pushes him into the line.
Guess it is indeed going to be B, and right now with that entry from Slowly, Cabal is looking like he's going to have to hit some nice shots with a Mag 7 to hold on to the B site. You love to see it. Cabal spots him through the smoke. Double kill for the Mag 7.
Kevin, what do you have to say about that, mate?
I love it, mate. Especially as the small site player myself. Always loved implementing strats with the Mag 7.
Is that the heat? The Mag 7 heat? It's bringing the heat in that round. I think that's the name of the skin. Pretty sure I had that one back in the day, you know, when I was a professional player myself.
What is that angle coming out from 9?
That's the head stack in middle. You love to see it.
I was always a fan of the Mag 7. I do like watching it. Gone are the days of Cobble, and gone are the days of Summer running up short. Danking, however, having a better time.
1 for 1 might not be what Tiger was looking for there.
Oh, that's just
slowly.
too good.
Not the first time he's done that on this map, and may not be the last either, as he'll continue to cover the bomb plant. Somebody the one to get the trade in the end, actually, for Danking, but 2 on 3, and this is Tiger staring down the barrel of a defeat in their choice of map. NCL, he'll fall to somebody, but Cabal's managed to grab Attacker. It's a 1-on-1 for somebody against Cabal.
Oh my goodness, somebody's pushing through the edge of the Molotov to try to get the timing down, but the Smoke's... Oh, flashbangs only for now. Smoke's going to go down as well. Molotov forces somebody forward, but he finds a shot through the smoke, and that secures map number 1 for TYLOO. 16-9. Well, we'll be wrapping it up here for